This video was posted back in 2010, and given what it links to, it's surprising that it hasn't received much attention. To fully understand what this video is all about, you need to know about the case of a girl named Purity Knight. Now, before I get corrected on this, I want to make it very clear before I begin this that Purity Knight does not actually exist. Her story was posted to a website called crimescene.com, which is a website that has a collection of fictitious crimes for aspiring investigators to solve as practice. So once again, the case of Purity Knight is a work of fiction. However, I am mentioning this for a reason. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to discuss the case too deeply, because it isn't real, but I will give a brief rundown so you can understand the gist of it. In 1997, a girl named Purity Knight and her roommate fell victim to a stalker. A neighbor ended up catching the stalker in the act, shortly after which the stalker fled the scene, leaving behind a camera with several photographs of Knight. Several days after the incident occurred, Knight went missing. In the span of less than a month, the abductor sent the lead detective of the case 3 things in the mail. One was a map with a letter taunting him on the back. The second thing was a Polaroid photograph of Knight inside of some type of box with a note attached to the back of it. The last thing sent was another photograph of Knight inside the box. Less than a month later, Purity Knight was found buried in a pine grove near her home. A man nearby was out for a morning walk in the woods, found the body in the box, and contacted the authorities. And that's pretty much all you need to know about the case. In 1999, a metal band named Slipknot created a song called Purity. Corey Taylor, the vocalist of Slipknot, read about Purity's story on crimescene.com. He originally thought it was a true story, and created a song about it. The creator of the Purity Knight story heard the song, and made a copyright infringement claim, saying that the song stole a story. The lawsuit also involved a song called Frail Limb Nursery, which is a prelude to Purity. To avoid having the whole album pulled, Slipknot decided to remove the 2 songs and replace them with the song Me Inside. Later, when Corey Taylor was talking about the whole situation, he claimed that the song wasn't actually inspired from the Purity Knight story, but rather, it was inspired from other dark films such as The Collector and Boxing Helena.
And it was really based off of movies like Boxing Helena. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but movies like that, movies like The Collector.
He says that the Purity Knight story only inspired the title of the song, Purity. Slipknot eventually won the lawsuit and can now play Purity live during their performances. Now this is where things get interesting. In 2010, a video was posted to YouTube called Rare Purity Knight Buried Alive, Police Footage Found. It depicts a girl in a box being buried alive. The description of the video describes the Purity Knight case, and it claims this footage is from a camera found at the crime scene. Now, initially this may not really come off as too strange. My first thought was that this video was just made by the creator of the Purity Knight story to add to the immersion of the whole thing. But the person who requested this pointed out a few things that were odd about this. The story on crimescene.org never shows any mention of this video. If this video really were made by the creator of the Purity Knight story, then surely he would have linked it somewhere on the website. Second, the Purity Knight case was created in 1997, but the quality of the Buried Alive video seems to exceed the video and audio quality that would have been seen in 1997. Of course, I'm sure there were some cameras that could record in much better quality in 97, so it's not like it's impossible for the video to have been made in 1997, but it isn't all too likely. Finally, every time a Slipknot mentions Purity, they never mention anything about this video. Even on forums where this is discussed, very few of them ever mention the video. For all these reasons, it's incredibly unlikely that the creator of the Purity Knight story intended for this video to be part of the story. One unnerving theory about this video is that it depicts a real murder that just uses the Purity Knight story as a cover-up. There really isn't much information about the video. It is the only video posted to this guy's channel, and the comments were disabled. Alternatively, this video could have just been made by someone who is a fan of the Purity Knight story, and they just posted it to get some attention or stir up controversy. That's what I'm leaning more towards on this one, but of course, I don't want to totally disregard any theories right now. Any information you can all find about this video would be very useful. Maybe in time, we'll get some more definitive answers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.